All right, wanted to do one more video this week for guitar players. Got a lot of guitar players in the group, which is good. Guitar players seem to love to jam. And I'm a guitar player first and foremost, but love them all, love all the instruments and getting them all together. But this one's for you. And it's just some strum patterns, right? Different basic strum pattern ideas. All right, so there's lots of different ways that I saw people playing in week one, and they all worked. So, some people had picks. Some people use these four fingers like a and I like playing that style. And then I also like playing this style where you have the thumb, strum, thumb, strum, thumb, strum, thumb, strum. That one's great too. So they all work. They all have different considerations, especially coming into this week. We have a song that is in 16th notes, which is like 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E. So level one still works where you have your little but it's going to be slow. Level one's going to be slow for this week. So it doesn't matter which style you play with a pick. So don't worry about, changing up too much for this week. Or really, you just develop your own style that you really like. So we already went over the simple on the beat, with the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, you can play along if you want. Probably, good to play along from here on. So let's go through the chords for Knockin' on Heaven's Door. But first, we're gonna just play on one chord, right? And I'm going to show you some basic strums that will work for that song. So the first one is just the one we did last week. It's a lot slower. So it's a little difficult even to play slow sometimes, but it's just, let's go through the chords. Yeah, let's go through Knockin' on Heaven's Door. Low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. Now, if you have to stop to change the chords at any point, that's probably just, because it's a new song. And maybe A minor is a new chord, or you're not that, maybe you don't have the muscle memory yet to get there. But G to D should be, you got that from last week. And we're going to add on one more chord here at the end. So, G, D, A minor. Now, if that took you a second, there's two ways to practice that. There is the way where you stop and you wait and you practice going G, D, and then you get there and you go and you pick it back up. A minor, G, D, C's coming, C. But if you have to, you can stop and then pick back up and feel where you left off, and it's going to be on the 1, 2, 3, 4, and G. A minor, G, D, C, low, high, low, right? So that's the basic one. We already did that one in week one. Now, if you're wondering what else there is to do, so since the song's slow, we can play dun, 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 which is two notes, two down strums in every beat. So you count it like this. Let's just start with only doing it over G. It gets like 1 and 2 and all down and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and notice I still have the groove in there. This is all downstrokes. So low, high, low, high. Now there's a lot of different things you can do. I'm just opening the doorway a little bit, but that's a good starting place where you have, now you can play in, more than just on the beat. On the beat, now you can play down, 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 and still focusing on that groove, which is like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's not always going to be applicable, but for starting out in jams, it's going to be really you'll be able to glide right in with a good portion of the music. Let's play over the changes of the song with just that pattern, down, 2, and 3. Yeah, so we're gonna play over the changes of Knockin' on Heaven's Door again. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it, wear it anymore. If you miss a chord, just wait for the G to come around. It's getting dark, too dark to see. A minor, G's coming. Feel like I'm knocking on heaven's C. 2 and 3 and maybe I should start a little slower, but you get the idea how that fits in. So you can play, instead of playing the beat, you can play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, and then there's one more layer underneath that, which is, notice how when I play this, down, 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 down. My hand has to go up to go down again. So that's right, you play the upstrokes. So now we got a 1E and a 2E. So you're playing down, up, 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 down, up. There we go. And a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E. So now, if that's a little bit difficult, you can just practice that over one chord and really, again, focus on the groove. That will keep it sounding right. No matter what you do, whether you play, if you get that groove, it's going to sound right. But the song, this one is a good song for this, if you feel up for it. Otherwise, go back to level 1 or level 2. So 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 4E and a 1 and knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. Again, if you miss the chord, just wait for the G. It's coming right there. Knocking on heaven's door. And you got a lot of time to get to A minor. The other thing is, if you don't get there, we'll go more into this in future weeks, and this is for everyone, but I'll give it to you now. If you don't get there by beat 1, you can see, you mostly just follow the song, and then you'll be able to just, you have a whole 8 beats that it's playing A minor there. So if the music's going, it's like 3 and a 4E and a G and D and A minor. So you didn't get there yet, but now get there, E and a 4 and come to G. A lot easier to do that than chase the music. So you either just jump in at the next chord when you hear it going around. Again, it's all about hearing it, because then you'll be able to play something on it. Does that make sense? Hopefully. All right, so we've got 3 levels now for guitar.